This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Eve Muirhead. I'm chef de mission. You're listening to Anything But Footy with the latest on the Winter Olympics.
Curling win, skeleton weight, Milan wet, Cortina white. This is Milano Daily from Anything But Footy. That is a brilliant script you've written there, John. I'm Michael.
And I'm John, and we talk about the Olympics and Paralympics all the time, not once every 4 years like everybody else does.
And I mentioned that you've written that script because I am actually en route to Milan at the moment. So that's why I've not been tapping my scripts away on my computer. We'll have the latest main headlines coming up. We've got our news from the games, and we're not just talking winter.
And our figure skating focus continues with the men's singles in the team event.
My name is Ed Appleby. I'm a figure skater, and I'm very excited to have been selected by Team GB.
This is Milano Daily from Anything But Footy. You can download, listen and follow. Pass it on. Share the links. Let your friends and your fellow Olympic fans, even just the casual ones that are coming to it over the next fortnight, to get involved in the curling. Let them know where we are.
Hi, it's Niall Tracy here, Team GB short track speed skater. You are listening to the Olympics with Anything But Footy.
So let's start with the curling, and a win for Team GB, the British curling team of Jen Dodds and Bruce Mowat, against the married couple and 2-time Olympic medalists from Norway. They won 8-6 in their mixed doubles preliminary, their first match. The action is underway. They now face 2 matches as we record. In fact, they are in action with match 1 on day -1. So that's against Estonia. They've got Czechia later on. Both of those countries lost their opening round matches. They'll then have another 2, one on Friday morning, one on Friday afternoon. That's Sweden against Korea. Then, of course, it's the opening ceremony and everything else kicks off. And the Beijing 2022 men's Olympic silver medalist Bruce Mowat told us about the importance of getting off to a good start after the experience of finishing 4th in 2022.
Jen and I have put in a lot of work over the last 4 years to get to this point again. We were obviously disappointed with the 4th place, but we learnt a lot from the kind of playoff games that we played there, which helped us in the men's and women's games at the Olympics, and we both came away with medals. So those experiences are going to help us. We've got the silver medal at the World Championships in April, and that's put us in a really good spot to come into this event as hopefully one of the front runners, and a lot of teams will be scared to play us.
So I think Jen described the win as pretty massive. It's always good to start with victory, isn't it? Bruce also admitting it was nice having fans in the stands as well. 4 years ago, of course, that didn't happen in Beijing. We'll keep an eye on Great Britain and Estonia as we record as well. The Team GB team are winning at the moment, but there's still a couple of ends to go. Check out our socials for all the latest scores right throughout the day. Now, the other big story for Britain, for Team GB, is British bobsleigh and skeleton are awaiting a decision by the Court of Arbitration for Sport to decide if their newly designed helmets for Team GB athletes these games can be used. The International Federation, the IBSF, on January 29th, after their use in St. Moritz, stated that the new helmet does not comply with skeleton rules based on its shape. The design and manufacture of the Team GB helmet was funded by the British Bobsleigh and Skeleton Association. They argue it meets rigorous safety standards. We heard from UK Sport, didn't we, a few weeks ago, about the investment in technology in these types of sport, like cycling, like skeleton. They're always trying to have that edge. But now the British Bob and Skeleton Association have asked the Court of Arbitration for Sport ad hoc office, which of course has been set up in Cortina, as we told you a couple of days ago, to rule that this is compliant, that they are within the rules. They also say it's safer and more beneficial to athletes' health and safety. I probably wouldn't go on that argument with them. I'd just say it's safe and it's ready to go. But anyway, the hearing will take place this afternoon. So we hope to bring you an update on Milano Daily as soon as we can. Now, Michael, I understand marginal gains, getting that advantage, but Matt Weston and Marcus Wyatt have won 7 World Cup races this year between them. Why are you changing it going into an Olympic Games?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned cycling because I think you can draw a lot of parallels with cycling because previously the British cycling team would turn up a bit like the British Bob and Skeleton Association have with their tech at the games, whereas the rules change for cycling and they need to declare that tech now at the start of the period before the games. So by the time you get to the games, all these sort of issues have been ironed out. So you're absolutely right. I mean, if these helmets are the same ones that they've been using in their World Cup races this year, and they were okay to be used in the World Cup races, then I can't see why it's suddenly a problem with
But
the Olympic Games.
I don't think they are. I think they have changed because it's a Team GB kit, because it's Adidas kit, so it has to be different. But they've made it different, so they will go back to the helmets that they have been using. I assume. I don't think. But what I'm saying is, why do we need this hoo ha when we're about 3-4 days from competition? That's my question.
Yeah, and again, drawing that parallel with cycling, it's about they bringing your best at games time when it really matters, which is obviously what they've tried to do here. But it does seem just bizarre to me that cycling have gone away from it now. It all has to be done and dusted and decided in advance, and I can't believe that here we are on day -1 still arguing over what people are going to be wearing. It wasn't something that we discussed at kitting out when we were there, of course, but although we did discuss a lot of the tech with the guys when we've met them, that the tech obviously of what they are competing with and their suits, and we've talked to the bobsleigh guys about it as well. But yeah, you just think it that they should by this stage have everything kind of ticked off and all agreed.
Because by their own admission, they made the wrong call about tech for Beijing 2022, and we didn't win a medal. And look, I'm not saying that that's going to happen because of a helmet, but I just feel that we probably didn't need this. Is it that important to have this helmet when, as I say, Matt and Marcus have won so many races with the other helmet? We will see. Cass will make a decision, and we'll bring it to you on Milano Daily.
Yep, now the white stuff keeps on falling in Cortina, and due to the ongoing snowfalls, remember that news vacuum that we talk about pre-Olympics that said there wouldn't be any snow? Well, now there's too much snow. The first official women's downhill training in Cortina has been cancelled ahead of Sunday's race. That means we won't see Lindsey Vonn test out her ACL injury in her knee brace. Too much snow. Before it was too little snow. Now we're talking about helmets. I reckon I'm going to make a bold prediction here that we're going to be talking about traffic and queues to get into the opening ceremony around the San Siro Stadium by this time tomorrow. So we've done win, wait, white and wet. The final W, as I've mentioned, is to confirm that I am on my way. Weadock is on his way. It says on the script that you've written, I've got my wellies and walking boots and big coat. I've got some boots and I've got a big coat. I haven't got any actual wellies with me. Couldn't fit them in my very small anything but footy luggage allowance. But I have a ticket for the opening ceremony tomorrow night in Milan. Hoping to get there on time. I'm staying in Livia's apartment near the San Siro, and she sent me a message yesterday to say that the roads are a mess and the trains aren't working properly. So good luck. I can't wait though. Can't wait. Can't be worse than Paris.
Exactly. It sounds like how London 2012 was. Well, the gates open at San Siro at 3 o'clock UK time for that opening ceremony. Huge security checks, of course, will be in operation. And then the opening ceremony from 6, and Michael will be there. In other more news from the games, we told you about an injury to the Canadian figure skating pair. One of them, didn't we, a few episodes ago? Now, 3-time Olympic champion snowboarder Mark McMorris has been badly hurt in Livigno overnight ahead of his 4th Olympics. He was training and he had to be stretchered off the course. We have no further update from Team Canada at this stage, but quite the start to the games for the Canadians.
And an update on that opening ceremony. Have I mentioned that?
No, not at all.
Is this the new Gold Coast 2018? Something that I'll mention on at least every other episode. Did I mention I'm going to be going to the San Siro for that? I can tell you that Sheffield's Olivia Smart will be carrying the Spanish flag. The figure skater we mentioned in a previous episode of the podcast. She will be in Milan. Now, Misha Moore will be doing the same with the Jamaican flag. She is a bobsleigh athlete who was the reserve for Team GB 4 years ago. She will be in Cortina. And we're told Italy will have 4 flag bearers as the host nation, 2 in Milan and 2 in Cortina. This is Milano Daily from Anything But Footy. Tomorrow's news today for Team GB and our other news from the games coming up.
Hi, I'm Phoebe Becker.
I'm James Hernandez.
Team GB Figure Skaters.
You're listening to the latest on the Winter Olympics from
Anything But Footy.
This is Milano Daily from Anything But Footy. We'll be with you every day during the Olympic Winter Games. And now, time for TNT, tomorrow's news today. And we wanted to continue our focus on the figure skating team event ahead of the opening ceremony tomorrow, which is going to be Friday, the 6th of February. And as we heard from Lola Fear yesterday, her and Lewis Gibson will be part of the ice dance in the team event. And that means that Lola will be carrying the flag in the San Siro after she's begun her competition. Now, Saturday is the culmination of the competition. Probably going to go to that. I don't know if I've mentioned that I'll be going to the opening ceremony and then probably to the figure skating. Team GB's Ed Appleby will be making his Olympic debut in the men's singles of the team event, and I have been speaking to him.
It sounds cliche, but it really is the dream come true. It's every athlete wants to reach the Olympics, and the fact that that's just around the corner it's incredible.
So tell us what you're going to be competing in, because Great Britain have qualified a team. So tell us a little bit about what we need to know about this team event, how that works.
So the team event, people will all skate like normal, but only 10 teams can qualify for it. And it's basically the top 10 teams out of those that have qualified for 3 out of 4 disciplines. So we've qualified the women's, pairs and ice dance. So that's the 3 that we need, and that makes us eligible for the team event. But we've also, from our placements at championships and Grand Prix and other events such as that, we've managed to get into the top 10. So yeah, it's quite a big thing to be able to qualify for that, because obviously as a team you have to be incredibly strong, and yeah, it's recognition of everyone's hard work, which is nice to see.
And what are you going to be doing? Tell us about what you'll be skating.
So I'll be in the men's singles in the team event, where so there'll be 10 competitors in that, including myself, and I'll be performing my short programme, which, yeah, that'll be fun.
What can you tell us about your short programme?
So I'm skating to the song Another Love by Tom Odell, which we found it's a very emotional piece of music that I'm able to connect with, and I feel it kind of lifts up my skating. Yeah, so the short programme is around 2 minutes 50, and it'll consist of 3 jumps. One of them has to be in combination with another jump, meaning straight off of the landing you have to do another immediately. And then you also have 3 spins and 1 step sequence to showcase your footwork.
How did you start out?
Well, my sister watched the film The Ice Princess when she was about 8 years old, and from there she obviously decided that had to be what she did. And then my parents got me and my brother to go along and try with her, and it's picked up from there.
What does your sister think of this Olympic qualification then that you've secured?
She's very excited. Yeah, my whole family are supporting me. They're very happy. Yeah, no, it's a good event.
And in terms of what you are hoping to achieve as part of that team, what would represent something that would bring you pride, happiness, success?
I think to showcase a good performance, I'm not going to worry about what score I get, because you also can't always control your score. I want to do a performance where people can see that my heart is in it, and hopefully inspire some people into skating, or help give some motivation to people watching.
And you're still obviously very young, so this hopefully is just the start for you.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm very lucky with the team event. It's an amazing chance to build the experience, so then looking into the future you already have that base and you can just run with it.
Well, all the very best. Lovely to chat to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ed Appleby talking to Michael, and as we've been saying so many times, the biggest figure skating team for Team GB since the Calgary Games in 1988, and looking forward to seeing Michael in the arena on Saturday night as well as Ed performing. Now, lots more TNTs to come over the course of the Games, maybe slightly ahead of schedule some days. There are multiple Team GB athletes competing. How badly planned that they are competing on the same day. No, I jest. But you'll be hearing them. If you keep on following, keep on listening, you will hear the Team GB athletes in our TNT slot throughout the next few days.
Yeah, fantastic that we've had access to so many members of the team to be able to bring those interviews for you. News from the Games away from the Winters, and the European Track Cycling Championships continue in Turkey, and they continue to be successful for British cycling as well. Matt Richardson won gold in the men's sprint, beating the unbeatable Harry Levresen of the Netherlands, who you remember won 3 gold medals in Paris at the Olympics. It is his first ever European jersey in the men's sprint. Matt is the partner of champion Emma Finnegan, so speedsters, the pair of them. Also a gold for Josie Knight in the women's individual pursuit. Saw a great message from former Leeds United footballer, who's also the father of Millie Cousins, after her bronze in the women's individual pursuit. And it means with a day to go, Great Britain sit top of the leaderboard with 6 European titles, 3 silver and 2 bronze medals.
Been quite the week. And in an effort to keep growing triathlon, it's been confirmed that Super Tri will hold 3 Pro Series events across Europe and America, plus a Super Tri final this year. And get this, they're going to offer the biggest single day prize purse in the sport of triathlon. More than $800,000 will be up for grabs, with the elite winners getting $100,000 each. So in 2026, professional athletes will join amateurs in racing in Austin in the USA in May, at Blenheim Palace here in the UK in June, and Toronto in Canada in July, with a date and location for the final to be announced soon.
I can see myself making a trip to Blenheim Palace in June for that. And hey, if results go right, I might be asking Georgia Taylor Brown or Alex Hugh to lend me a $5.
And just before we go, I said we keep an eye on the mixed curling doubles. Great Britain against Estonia, the second match for Jen Dodds and Bruce Mowat, and it's a victory again for Team GB. So 2 out of 2. They score 4 points in the 7th end to win 10-5. So they didn't even need the 8th end in the end. So 2 matches, 2 wins for Team GB in the curling mixed doubles, and they're back in action, as we said, this evening against Czechia.
We'll be here every day with Milano Daily, Team GB results, reaction, news, views and interviews, and all our TNT, tomorrow's news today. You can find Anything But Footy across social media. You can listen to our Olympics music playlist on Spotify. This is Milano Daily from Anything But Footy. I am on my way.
Hi, I'm Ashley Nelson, and you're listening to Anything But Footy with the latest on the Winter Olympics.